Hi, my name is Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video from my unmade bed. Today is day 23 of the Spanish coronavirus lockdown, and today, despite the challenges, I thought I would make a positive video about the, how many things? The eight best things about lockdown, according to my experience. So, it's very difficult this time, but I think it's definitely an opportunity. And one of the first thing I think is an advantage or something that's good about being on lockdown is that I think it's good that everyone is more mindful about hygiene in general. I think that's a really positive thing. Obviously, you can get into you can become paranoid about hand washing and etc. But I think everyone needs to be a bit more mindful about hygiene in general. You know, when you buying something from outside or just personal hygiene. And for me personally, I've never been a very tidy person, so I'm really learning now. So this is a really big lesson for me to clean up more often and yeah, just be more mindful about germs and bacteria in general. And I think that's definitely something that's good for me anyway. The second thing that I think is good is that it's going to make us more mindful about physical contact with people. And I'm a British person living in Spain, and I've also lived in France. And for me, as a Brit, with my personal space, I really hated all this kissing that we had to, the kissing when you meet someone for the first time, and kissing work colleagues. I think it's very strange to have people invading your personal space that you're not intimate with, and it's just I've always found that annoying. I've been living abroad now for over 20 years, and I remember sometimes when I've been in a party and I wanted to leave and I thought, oh my god, do I really have to kiss all these people when I leave? So I think now that's going to be a good thing, that people are going to be a bit more mindful about physical contact, and we can do air kisses instead, because I really hate this kissing on the cheeks, especially with people with beards, because I hate the smell of beards. They're just, ooh, and the prickly, ooh, awful. And I also hate shaking hands. I've always had a very bad handshake, and I've read in books by Napoleon Hill that having a firm handshake was something that you should develop. But for me, I just think my handshake is so bad, it's just like, it's just not good at all. So if we eliminate handshaking, that's going to be good for me, I think. Because when I shake someone's hand, I'm thinking, do they wash their hands after going to the loo? I just know so many people who don't wash their hands after going to the loo, and I just fear that person I'm shaking their hands with is one of those people, and I think, ooh, what am I touching? So it's very difficult for me to have a tight grip with a handshake. What do you think? And anyway, next thing I think is a good thing is that I'm definitely spending a lot less money, and I'm being a lot more mindful about where my euros are going, and I'm reevaluating everything, all of my spends, and things that I thought were essential before this time are actually, I realise now that they weren't so essential. So that's definitely something that's definitely a good thing. And number 4, one of the best things about having all of this free time, well, it's not free time at home, is definitely personal development. For me, I've been reading this incredible book, The Law of Success, and I've also acquired other books to read on lockdown. I made a different video about books I was reading on lockdown. I might leave the link in the description below. But also I've been watching lots of personal development channels on YouTube, which I highly recommend, because if you're watching the news all the time, that's just going to make you feel really depressed with all this sensationalist. Well, it's not really sensationalist, it's kind of like depressing headlines. And I think we should use this as an opportunity to kind of study something you've always wanted to study, or read, or watch videos, and just be inspired and think about the next stages in your life perhaps. And also, one of the things I've been loving about lockdown is the food. I've been eating so well, probably better than before lockdown, to be honest. I used to make very similar food every day. It was just always the orgasmic salad and some carbs and some kind of vegan protein, whereas now I'm getting very creative. Check out some of amazing things I've been eating. Yeah, amazing. And number 6, series and films. Well, I've not had a TV for 15 years, which is one of the best decisions I ever made. But now I do have Amazon Prime, and that's been very good actually, just to sit down and just escape for a couple of hours into someone else's story. And I also made a video a few weeks ago at the beginning of lockdown about the series and films that I was watching, and I asked you for some recommendations. So I've been watching Masters of Sex. I've watched what's it called, the Wall Street one with Jennifer Lopez. I really like that film. And what else have I watched? The Truman Show, Her, which was very interesting about cyber relationships. And what else have I watched? Oh my god, I watched Lovelace. Oh my god, what a film about Linda Lovelace, the actress from Deep Throat. That was absolutely horrific, and I watched it at night time as well before going to bed, so it wasn't something I would recommend watching at night time. It's not an easy watch, and it just reinforces why I don't watch porn or support that industry in any way. It's just, oh my god, horrific, absolutely horrific. And anyway, I asked you for recommendations for series, and lots of people actually told me about The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I watched a couple of episodes of it, and I just did not get into it at all. And I was just wondering, is it going to get better, or is that all I'm going to get? Because I just like to be kind of sucked in, let's say, to a story in the pilot episode. That didn't happen here. I could see where they were trying to be funny, but I just didn't go, it wasn't a laugh out loud moment at all. And I also read that it was that some comparisons with that story with Joan Rivers, and I was a massive Joan Rivers fan, but I just did not find The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel watch-worthy at all. And I think I've given it 2 hours of my life. I'm not sure if it's worth any more. What do you think? Does it get better? Or can you recommend any more series for me, please? Or films that are on Amazon Prime? I would really appreciate that. And what else? Number 7, yeah. Thinking and evaluating my life, and thinking about my life after lockdown as well. I think it's a really good time for some self-reflection right now, and just thinking about all the things that were not working before, and how I can proceed after this. I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm very excited for when this is all over, and hopefully it will be over soon and we can get back to normal. But I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet, even though it's kind of tedious sometimes being at home all day. I think it's definitely a process that we have to go through. And finally, last but not least, orgasms. Of course, I've been having lots of orgasms. Well, not so many actually. I have a massive collection here of 600 sex toys, but definitely having an orgasm is definitely a great distraction for the boredom. But I don't know, I used to have orgasms just out of boredom years ago when I was, I would say, more addicted to sex toys. I don't think that's my case now at all, and I'm trying to have less orgasms, which might seem ironic. But actually, I think it's more about quality than quantity. But definitely having an orgasm and just enjoying the build-up and the process is definitely something that is helping me through lockdown. Yeah, and this morning I tried the most amazing toy. Oh my god, fantastic. I'm going to review this very soon. It was so good. Yes. Anyway, there are my 8 best things about lockdown. What about you? What are the best things about lockdown for you? And if you have any tips to make this period easier, then please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you have any suggestions for new videos about lockdown, sex toys, veganism, orgasmic living, or anything else, then please don't hesitate to contact me at venusohara.org, or you can add me on Instagram at venusohara. Thanks for watching.